Hi, everyone, and welcome to SQM Picks. I'm David Lipton. For those of you new to SQM Picks, our company SQM first started a blog several years ago to highlight businesses that provide outstanding customer service. Businesses that have been featured range from small mom and pop companies to some of the larger international brands. Highlighted companies come from a number of different industries, including restaurants, retail stores, medical offices, lawyers, and various tourist attractions. We've also featured an auto body shop and a junkyard in the blogs, which just goes to prove that any business can provide outstanding service. Our guest today is Jon Rogers, founder and owner of SPG Management Consulting. Jon's company specializes in consulting for the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry, but also offers a number of other services. Jon, welcome to SQM Picks.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, David.
So Jon, tell us a little bit about your business, where are you located, and tell us more about the various services you provide.
Thanks, David. So SPG Management Consulting has been in business for about 10 years now. And our real focus is helping clients really grow and expand their businesses for the short, medium, and long term. That's what we really love doing. We really focus on healthcare companies, as you have said, be it pharmaceutical companies, consumer health companies, cannabis companies, etc. But we also do quite a lot of work within the food space, how to grow your food business, as well. We also focus on the consumer packaged goods space. So if anybody has a consumer packaged good that they're thinking about, how do I grow this business? That's our other area of help. So really, we love doing this, and we've helped out about 50 companies over the past 10 years on these types of activities.
Geez, maybe you'll have to help me with my other company, Minus H2O, so that we could take on the Procter & Gamble's and the Cloroxes of the world. That's a conversation for a different day.
Happy to talk, David. Yeah.
So tell me, you mentioned a few different industries. What industries, if any, do you specialize in? Is it really predominantly healthcare and the pharmaceutical companies?
So in Canada, really actually in North America, the number one type of people who love working with us are healthcare companies. We are actually the number one service company for consumer health type products in Canada. So really, we do drive a lot of people coming to us asking for our advice and expertise within healthcare or consumer health as a sub-segment of that. But beyond that, as I mentioned, we do have some deep expertise within the food space. So if you're a food manufacturer and you might have some questions about growth, we do spend a lot of time there. And then finally, in terms of consumer packaged goods, just general items related to that you might find on the shelf at Loblaws, Shoppers, etc. We also give great advice on consumer packaged goods as well.
And if I recall, you've also done a couple projects involving, I guess, medical equipment. I guess that would be business to business, not necessarily consumers. But I remember you telling me about a couple interesting, fascinating products and stories in that regard. So it runs the gauntlet in terms of what you do. What about the types of projects that you work on? What are your favorite type of projects to work on?
Yeah, so the biggest way we can add value or help or be of service to a company is really if they come to us and they ask us, hey, Jon, or my colleague Glenn from SPG, we're trying to help grow from X to Y. What are some of the best ways we should think about growth and how we might grow our business? So growth-oriented strategy projects are really one of the biggest things we do, and we think we do it really well in a collaborative and partnership-oriented way. We also help out quite a lot if people have a marketing challenge. How do we better position a product? How do we better enhance a product through product innovation? So we do a lot of product marketing activities. And then the last two areas I'd like to focus on is sales capabilities. A lot of people say, I want my sales team to be more effective. Could you help me on that either through training or help us improve our processes from a sales perspective? And the last is culture. A lot of people, culture is so important. It's that glue that brings the organization together. And if you could make your employees that much more engaged or productive from a culture perspective, it usually changes the whole financial outlook of your company. We do a lot of work in how to improve culture. So strategy for growth, marketing, sales, and culture are the sort of projects we love doing and do the absolute most.
So let me ask you one last question here. How do you build strong relationships with clients?
Yeah, it's a good question, and the most important thing is, step one is really understanding what is keeping them up at night, what's stressing them, what are their needs, why did they reach out, what's the problem. When we really understand what's stressing them or how we can help them grow their business, that's how we can make sure we delight a customer. So step one is always really understanding their needs, their problems, what's keeping them up at night. That's where every good relationship starts, and how we can delight customers. Once we understand what their needs or problems are, then we can come up. Step two is a joint plan of how we can work together to solve that problem or come up with a solution. And third then is good communication as we work through that plan with them over a month or a year or 2 years, on the problem. But understanding the needs, putting together a really good plan jointly to solve a problem, and then third, good communication as we work through that plan together are really the steps to delighting customers.
Interesting, very interesting. Well, listen, Jon, I've known you for many years, and it's always interesting to see the changes that take place in the healthcare industry. We've talked about some of the trends as well. I always enjoy talking to you about marketing and new business ideas. It's always a pleasure. While your contact information is going to show up on the screen, please tell everyone how they could contact your business.
Listen, I'm always happy to speak casually or formally with anybody. So feel free to reach out. The best way to reach me is through my website, which is SPG Management Consulting.com, or feel free to send me a text or give me a ring at 647-408-9355, 647-408-9355. Always happy to talk. And I love this little icon here you got on the screen, David. Hopefully that's not me literally, but I sometimes feel like it is. So thanks so much.
Perfect, Jon. Thanks for that. On that note, I want to thank everybody for watching another episode of SQM Picks. Since we're always on the lookout for companies that provide outstanding customer service, if you know of any that you would like to nominate, please send an email about the business to sqmpicks@sqm.ca. Thanks again for joining us, and look for another company to be featured on SQM Picks shortly.